Good morning. You're listening to NPR.
Oh, no. You want me to do the open? Oh, no, Richard.
Give us some high energy, Valerie.
Me. Good morning, everyone. Welcome in. It's Dixon Inviting at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. How's that?
Much better. Thank
Okay, you're welcome.
you. Yeah.
Richard's back, everyone. He's been very ill, under the weather.
About 45% of me is back.
Yeah, 45%. So I'm going to be like, holding you up today.
Yes.
It'll be okay. We're going to get through this.
My job is to sit over here and go,
Uh-huh.
that's right. Good job.
That's what you're going to do today.
Well done, I say.
My goodness.
We got 30% chance of rain with a high of 93. Some
That's
scattered
hot.
afternoon showers.
Yeah, I heard thunder last night.
Yep, me too.
I mean, a couple claps, like Lucy's all getting all wigged out. I'm like, come on, just settle down.
Had some good rumbles. That put me to sleep, which was great because that's one of the things I've been struggling with over the past couple of days. And then tomorrow looks about the same with a high of 94, and Friday with a high of 95. And then the heat really shows up on Saturday and Sunday.
And the weekend's going to be brutal.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, find a lake, find a swimming pool, find, I don't know, a sprinkler, whatever it takes to keep you cool.
Find some cool water and get into it.
Yeah, maybe stay inside, see a movie, or stream something, because we're looking at like 96 and 97 for like Friday, Saturday.
And that's just the actual temperature, not the feels-like temperature that they love to tell you about.
And you add that humidity into that.
The heat index.
Yuck.
It comes and gets you. Anthony and Company Jewelers bringing you portions of today's show. AnthonyCoJewelers.com on the web if you'd like to see some of their fantastic work. They design stuff. They make stuff from scratch. They redesign stuff. And, of course, they have a huge selection over there. A nice estate piece selection. You can ask to see that. They kind of keep it in the back, but they'll break it out for you if you want to see it. And then again, the nicest people in town, and prices so low you can't afford to have a sale. What more could you possibly hope for? Anthony and Company Jewelers, when it comes to an everyday present, an anniversary present, or that engagement ring, this is the place you need to go. AnthonyCoJewelers.com, 987-2224, 2080 Valleydale Road, next to Ragtime Cafe.
And now, it's Dixon Inviting's top 3 things you need to know.
For the first time in a long time, I didn't make it to vote yesterday.
You did not?
I
Well,
did
yeah,
not make it to
you
vote.
have an excuse. You get a pass, Richard.
I wanted to vote absentee, but they wouldn't let me because I just made up my mind at the last minute. They were like, no, you can't do that. Were there any surprises?
No,
Not
I
to me.
didn't. Nothing that I saw. District 1, District 2, District 6, and District 7.
Pretty much
That's what we
everything you anticipated.
Yeah.
If you want to go through the state Senate seats, do so at your own leisure. They're all over the world online. The big surprise yesterday came out of Wisconsin,
Sure did.
where you had a woman who was, in some polls, up as much as 22%.
Saw it in the-
Francesca Hung.
Yeah, saw some teens, but this is why, don't put all your eggs in that basket of polls.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing more and more that those really are not a good gauge.
Well, I noticed something in the final few weeks here. She was drawing a lot of attention on a national basis. And I think maybe some of the people in Wisconsin who didn't really understand what she stood for were starting to see some of this stuff and saying, wait, she wants to cancel Thanksgiving? Like, hold on, what? Little things like that. And, again, to abolish police, et cetera, all the goofy stuff that DSA is talking about. And they went, you know what? Never mind. I thought she was okay. I saw a couple of speeches. I see her ads. I thought she was doing good. Now that I know this, I'm not interested anymore. And I think that may have been the turning point for her. She drew too much attention to herself.
Yeah, and again, some of these ideas she had, we all can't live in that world. And, I know she's saying it, but you can't believe that you live in an America where there are no borders and there are no police and there are no ICE and people are let out of prison. That's ridiculous. That's called chaos.
Yes, it's
It's
insane.
complete chaos.
It's absolute insanity.
Yeah, so,
More importantly, these folks have established, not just her, but Abdul Al-Sayed up in Michigan, who wants to do away with the 4th of July and fireworks and everything. What they're saying is, we hate the United States of America the way it is. We'd like to tear it down and remake it.
Yeah, that's exactly what they want to do.
And there's a lot of people, even in the Democratic Party, who are like, whoa, there were a few problems with America, but we're not tearing it down.
No.
What are you, insane?
Yeah, again, we live in the greatest country in the world. I mean, pick any place in the world that you'd rather live than in America and the things
and
that we
then move
have.
there.
Yeah, and then go ahead and
That's
leave.
what I say.
And that's what I would say to some of these that are running. El Said, head back to a country that you think would be better instead of tearing down what we currently have, because what we have is pretty darn good.
Did you did you happen to see the footage from 2016? I believe it was Mayor Mamdani speaking with a heavily Ugandan accent.
How about that?
I was like, well, I mean, good. I'm glad he got rid of the accent, but does he break it out when he's private? Does he
Maybe.
still talk that way in private?
Maybe.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
that is interesting,
like
and it's a little disturbing.
Hugh Laurie can do the American accent when he's playing house, and then the
That
rest
is
of the time
probably-
he's British.
We've talked about that. That is the weirdest, most disturbing thing ever. I'm like, I can't do that. It doesn't work in my brain
Right.
to hear him talk both ways. I'm like, I can't
Tom
fathom how
Holland.
you do that.
Tom Holland does it too. I mean, Spider-Man.
Weird.
He's British.
It's so weird.
Very weird. U.S. military helicopter fired at the rudder of a Panama flag ship after its crews ignored warnings from personnel working to enforce a naval blockade on Iranian ports. The incident marks the latest escalation in President Donald Trump's campaign to economically squeeze Tehran as Iran continues restricting traffic through the strait. By the way, does anybody remember the Iran war? Is that still on? I don't really know.
It's in a little bit of a quiet pattern
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, Trump is back to, we cannot negotiate with those in Iran. Now they're saying they want concessions from us over the Strait of Hormuz, and it's like, no, this is not how this works.
Yeah.
We're not making any concessions. Open up the strait. So it's a little bit of a pause right now.
As far as the news is concerned, there's two things that have just vanished into the mist. One of them is the war in Iran, and the other is cyclosporiasis.
Yes.
No one's really talking
Yeah.
about that. It's as bad as it's ever been.
It's pretty
It
bad.
hasn't stopped.
No, it hasn't stopped. And then yesterday we talked about how Taylor Farms, the same company that was tied to the lettuce, there's jalapenos now you need to be worried about.
Chipotle.
You're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah, I rarely eat raw jalapenos anyway.
Yeah.
But now I'm definitely staying away from
Well, and again, hopefully all of this will ease once we get done with August and we get into September, because
Sure.
a lot of times it's a summer thing. So let's
less pooping in the
maybe
fields.
let's move
Sure.
into cooler weather
Yeah.
for some reason and get rid of this thing.
Well, people then go to the outhouse. They don't just poop in the field.
I guess so.
Makes all the difference.
Oh.
And the Houma City Council, pardon me, has approved $25,000 to help families displaced by the condemned apartment building. You know, that apartment that they said no one can live here anymore, the park
Yeah.
at Buckingham.
Yeah, it sounds like a lovely place, doesn't it?
Oh, my
the park
God.
we're going to Buckingham.
Oh, Buckingham, I
yeah,
say.
yeah. Apparently Buckingham is a dump.
Yeah, when they said Buckingham, it turns out it was Lindsay, not like
Oh,
England. Yeah, it was Lindsay Buckingham, not the regular. Yeah, they don't own or manage the property. The city has a responsibility to protect the safety of the people who live there. Residents have been encouraged to begin making relocation plans as soon as possible. Not just that one building. It looks like they might be closing down a lot more of it.
Yeah, they said some 400 residents are going to be impacted by this. A lot of kids too. They got over 100 kids that live in that complex. 50 elementary kids, 30 middle schoolers, and more than 40 high school students. So yeah, a lot of families and a lot of kids. And when you do that, I mean, today is like the first day of school for them.
Yes,
and
today is.
they're
That's
having
right.
to move. These Homewood kids they're like, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to school, and then when I come home, I'm going to be at a different house or different apartment.
Hopefully one that doesn't suck this much.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Let's find you something that
One resident, Ro Bonner, described the apartments as a horrible situation to live. Apparently, these people had been complaining to management for quite some time, and absolutely nothing was getting done.
Yeah, and that's really sad. And there was that place, a similar situation, I think, over on Lorna Road that we were hearing about, a building that was having trouble with water and not having water and it being turned off. And yeah, so these landlords that own these apartment complexes, you guys got to get on it. This just isn't acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, it's not like New York City where they've been rent controlled and they don't have the money. You got to get in there and put the investment together. I noticed in my house the other day, my sunroom, which also doubles as a dining room, and a catch-all. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, boy, these walls need painting. What happened? What is going on? Well, it's just normal everyday wear and tear.
Yeah, it is, and you've got to maintain it.
After 6 years, it's like it's time to repaint this room. It needs to be. It's like,
Yeah.
hello, Peter Pastor.
And the painting
I
company.
don't want to do it myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm bad at painting because I hate doing it, or if I hate doing it because I'm bad at it. You know,
It might be a
it,
combination of
it
both.
could be they feed
Uh-huh.
each other.
Yes,
you know?
they do.
616 the ProLift garage doors. When your garage door lets you down, an uplifting experience is just a phone call away. ProLiftDoors.com. ProLiftDoors.com. You can go there and check out a selection of doors that they have available to purchase. If your garage door is nicked, dented, beat up, you got some broken glass there, and it doesn't look right, and it doesn't feel right, and it's time to change. Time for a cool change. It's time to get in touch with ProLift Garage Doors at ProLiftDoors.com. They also have emergency service that you can schedule right there on their website, or you can use the phone number you'll find there. You're not going to remember it if I tell it to you now, so I'll just tell you to go to ProLiftDoors.com. They're my choice for garage door repair and replacement. ProLiftDoors.com. Life is a highway, and I'm in the breakdown lane. Over
You
here.
got this. You got it, Richard. Come on.
I got the hood up.
A
Looking
little
underneath
smoke
it.
coming out.
Yeah.
A little bit of smoke.
Can't figure out where it's coming from.
Right.
I'm looking at it like, I don't know what's happening under these hoods. Why am I pretending like I love the Seinfeld
and
bit
then-
where he's like, what are we looking for? The giant on-off switch?
You're thinking to yourself, can I make it to the next exit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
not
that's
this
the next
time.
break.
I'm afraid not.
You'll be all right. We got you. All right, folks. Look, some more rain is a possibility this afternoon. Another 30% chance of showers. It looks like just one of those summers of wet weather. Be Dry knows that if you have some water issues, that they can come to your rescue and fix whatever it is. Be Dry Foundation and waterproofing. That means when you hear about Be Dry taking care of foundation stuff, that means you might have some cracking in your foundation. And a lot of times people are like, oh gosh, who do I call about this? This is serious. Indeed, it is serious. Indeed, it is something that you should take care of immediately. Do not let this go on because over time it can get worse. But Be Dry knows how to fix it. And a lot of that is because of shifting or things that are going on around your foundation. Could be some water problems, and they can resolve that too. For a limited time, only 25% off encapsulation of areas in your crawl space or basement that you might need to do this. The encapsulation, so take advantage of it before it goes away. Lock it in, dry it out today. Let Be Dry, been in business over 65 years, assist you with this. The strongest lifetime warranty in the business, and guys like David Feven that are over there working hard every single day, and they're happy to come out and give you a free quote and explain to you how they're going to resolve your issues. It's just a great company, and you'll enjoy working with Be Dry. Call them today for the free quote at 205-942-1976. Or if you'd like to learn a little bit more about them, see some of the videos and the testimonials, it's all there on their website, BeDryAlabama.com.
It is 6:23, and this is relatively good news. Russia released an American military veteran who spent more than 4 years in prison on disputed charges under abusive conditions, was said to be gravely ill and at risk of dying.
Yeah, he did not look well.
He did not look well,
No.
but he was released, and there was no quid pro quo.
Yeah.
This is one of those.
Let's get him
yeah.
back to the U.S. and get him the care and the help that he needs.
Yeah.
And help him very quickly.
I just
So-
want you to know that Brittany Griner was there, taken prisoner, stayed there for a few weeks, and then we traded a major arms dealer for her to get her back into the United States. All the while, this man, Robert Gilman, languishing in a prison cell there,
Ridiculous.
while Joe Biden was president and
Yeah.
working out that world-class trade for Brittany Griner. Yeah.
Proud moment. I mean, it's great Brittany made it back, but there were some people in front of her that probably
Probably should
needed
have.
needed to get here a little quicker.
Yeah, this
So-
guy was arrested originally for beating up a police officer after causing a disturbance on a train. These are always trumped-up charges, by
Yeah.
the way. And then got more added to his sentence for beating up a guard, I guess, one of the prison officers. Donald Trump said that he was going to be landing at Andrews Air Force Base in Maryland outside of Washington. That's weird because they originally said he was going to a hospital in Texas. I would
Yeah,
think the
that is
hospital
kinda-
would be more important.
Yeah, that's number one on the list.
Let's
Get
get
me
you
to
to the
where I
hospital.
need to as quickly as possible
Yeah.
and get me the care.
Trump also said the first thing he wanted was a great cheeseburger when he lands.
Really?
That's what he said. That's what Trump says Gilman said.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
get the man a cheeseburger.
Well, Trump.
Whatever he wants.
Trump's got connections with McDonald's. I think
Sure
he
he
could
does.
probably
He's-
line that up
he's,
pretty easily if he wanted to.
I think he's got a button on his desk right by the Coca-Cola button.
There you
right?
go.
Or the Diet Coke button.
Diet Coke button, cheeseburger button right there. Boom,
Yeah,
boom.
I
Just
think you should definitely have that.
either one is good. Wow. Okay. I'm glad to see it. This is sort of the behind the scenes, the small stuff that presidents do that you don't really think about or add to their list of accomplishments. One of the things that Trump did in his first term was get Otto Warmbier home from North Korea. He was unfortunately in a coma and ended up dying once he got here, but his parents got to see him, got to hold his hand, got some closure for the
Right.
whole thing. I mean, he was killed by North Korea. There was not really a whole lot we were going. Don't think we're going to war over that one guy, but it was an accomplishment that just gets lost in the shuffle when it comes to these things. A lot of his accomplishments get lost in the shuffle. We were talking last week when you were not here. People forget the guy ended the war in Gaza.
That's pretty amazing.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
a big war that
Yeah.
had been going on for
Quite some time, yeah.
And he managed to pull that thing off, and everybody's like, "Well, what's he done? What's he done aside from
I
closing
think the
border?"
list of what he has done versus whatever list you think you have far outweighs everything. I mean, that's a heck of an accomplishment. And if you can get peace in the Middle East, if we can figure this thing out that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon and open up the Strait of Hormuz, you've done pretty well there too.
I'm hearing more and more of people on the inside whom you cannot trust, by the way. I mean, these reports that you hear about that don't have names attached to them, it's just like when they talk about how Kash Patel was so drunk he couldn't come to the door. They had to use the jaws of life to open his hotel room and blah, blah, blah. Well, who's saying that? Well, they don't want to be named. Of course not.
Well, you gotta if you're gonna say something that salacious about Kash Patel, then you need to come forward and tell us who said that.
You better have some names.
Who's the witness on that?
You better have some names.
That's crazy.
But it's sources on the inside are now saying that Trump would be happy if they would just open the Strait of Hormuz, and he would consider the nuclear matter closed after we bombed them,
he
and
said,
that would be that.
In capital letters, just yesterday or the day before, capital letters, you will not have any nuclear weapons, Iran, period. End of discussion.
It's the whole point of this thing, last I checked.
It is.
We were doing it specifically to keep them from getting their hands on nuclear weapons because they are a threat to their neighbors in the surrounding area and to the United States of America. And I love that they asked for reparations.
Oh, good heavens.
They're like, well, we need money now to rebuild.
Well,
because
how about
we're
this?
blowing
We
things
need
up.
reparations for the things of the people that you've killed.
That's exactly what Trump said.
Yeah.
Trump said, how about this? You pay us for the past 50 years of misery you've caused us.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think you are? Asking for
people.
reparations.
Yeah.
It works both ways.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's the greatest thing about Trump is that when somebody comes at him that way, he doesn't negotiate from a point of weakness. He doesn't. I mean, when you made a demand of a Joe Biden or a Barack Obama, you basically were guaranteed you were going to get half at least of what you were asking for.
And now
They
you
would start at the
don't
halfway
get
point.
anything.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact, we're going to take from you.
Now we're going to take some stuff from you. Like, ooh.
It's beautiful.
Oh, maybe we should keep our mouths shut. It seems like every time we open our mouths, we move backward a little bit. Pretty much. All right. Well, let's keep an eye on that. The Alabama Men's Clinic, 598-7000, would like to talk to you. Boy, GLP-1s are all the rage, aren't they? Everybody and their brother's talking about GLP-1s. One of the problems is that a lot of these places are kind of almost do-it-yourself, you know? Once you get the prescription filled, they hand you some syringes and go, good luck. And you have people that are falling ill. You have people that are not losing weight. You have people that are having some serious medical consequences from this. It's not how it's done at the Alabama Men's Clinic. They're going to watch you every step of the way, take care of you every step of the way, much like they do with your testosterone. You get your initial consultation for $99 and find out where your testosterone stands, and then they work with you to get it back up where it belongs. You're going to see somebody every week as you're doing the GLP-1s, and they're going to make sure that you've got the right compounded GLP-1 formula for you, and that you're using the right amount, and that you're feeling good, and that you're having success. And if that is not the case, then they'll talk about something else and make something else happen for you. This is the Alabama Men's Clinic at 598-7000 or online at alabamamensclinic.com. You can make an appointment there in 30 seconds or less. Make the phone call today. Start changing your life later this week.
6:35. Good morning. Dixon and Vining at Talk 99.5, talk995.com. Don't forget on YouTube at Real Talk 995 TV. You can see Richard and myself finally back together after 12 days, I think now, finally, between vacation and sickness.
Yep.
Here we are.
Been a good long while.
Yeah. So check us out there. Our friends over at Birmingham Broker, day in and day out, getting it done for you guys, getting your car sold for you so you don't have to hassle with it. And it's kind of a hassle. If you want to go down that road of selling your car yourself, because really what you're trying to do is to get all the equity that belongs to you out of the car, get it sold as quickly as you can. Well, you know what? That exact same thing can happen with Birmingham Broker. And it's kind of nice because you don't have to wait for that buyer to call you and wonder, hey, is this person going to try to rip me off, or they want to test drive the car? That's always nerve-wracking. Turn the car over, or the truck or the SUV that you have, over to Birmingham Broker. Doesn't take very long. As a matter of fact, maybe on your lunch break today, go on over there, because it takes about 15 minutes for Craig to run the numbers, take a look. He needs the vehicle just to kind of see the condition that it's in. He'll run the numbers, and then he'll say, hey, here's what I can sell the car for, and I think we can get it sold quickly. My car sold extremely quickly. And I'm nothing special. He's going to do the same thing for everyone else, every one of our Talk 99.5 listeners. So if you're ready to sell the car, don't trade it in. Don't use one of those car companies online. Use somebody local that you can trust, and it is Birmingham Broker. Craig and Keith and the guys there will take care of you. They will do everything they can to get your vehicle sold quickly. 2224 4th Avenue South. That is where they are located. And again, just pull up in the bay and give them a couple of minutes and get to know these guys. You're going to love what they can do for you. BHAMBroker.com is the website. Here it is again, BHAMBroker.com.
All right, 6:37 with Dixon and Vining, and Jerry, the angry trucker, says, good morning, you all. Hope you all have a great day. Glad you're back. Richard, honestly, though, sounds like you should have taken another day or two. You've got to take care of yourself, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. But here's the thing. If these people ever figure out that they can do this without me, I am so screwed.
Yeah.
It's over for me.
And that's why, even when we're, hobbling along on one leg, it's because we get in here for you guys.
That's our story,
for
and we're
people
sticking
like
to it.
Angry Trucker.
That's
and
right.
Grumpy Old Goat.
Grumpy Old Goat. Glad to hear Richard
Dickster.
back on the air. Hope you're feeling better. I'm not, but, better than yesterday and better than the day before, and I do have a voice.
Yep.
I'll tell you something. I don't want to go too deeply into this because it's annoying and I sound like Skippy. But doctors have never seen anything quite like this. I have both a wet productive cough, which is because of the gunk in my lungs,
Right.
and a dry cough, which is something else entirely.
That's very confusing.
It's like, how in the world can you have two separate coughs? It's like I have three dogs. I mean, they're not the same dog. It's three different dogs. I have two different coughs. I'm very proud of myself. I'm Mr. First Class with the two coughs.
Yeah.
This inhaler that I was using, I have been using and will still use, Trelegy, for my lungs, apparently dries out my mouth and my throat. It's great for your lungs, bad for your
throat.
mouth and throat.
Gosh.
So the doctor said, you got to start gargling and using water and maybe salt water or something, after you use that, because it'll help heal that area up. But that's what's caused your dry cough, which led to me losing my voice, which is why I texted you on Sunday and said, there ain't no way I'm going to be there Monday. Yeah. And then on Monday, I was like, yeah, you may as well get the same guy.
Get somebody on Tuesday. So we had Will on Monday and JD yesterday, thanks to those guys for just like, yeah, I'll be there.
Excellent.
Absolutely. So
always good to have a warm body to bounce things off of, and I appreciate everybody who filled in your absence as well. Now, because of the particular type of, I don't know what this is, this pulmonary problem that I have, it's almost impossible to sleep because the minute I lie down, my lungs begin to behave in a very strange way. And there's a name for it. It is a very long name. Mm-hmm. It is not what everybody seems to think, sleep apnea. Everybody's like, oh, you got apnea. You need a CPAP machine. It's not that. It's that my lungs cease to work. They stop taking in oxygen. They just go like, oh, he's lying down now. I guess we won't breathe
So you're going to
anymore.
need to sleep in like a lazy boy, like a chair. You're going to have to sleep up.
As much as can be done, but even then, the lungs are still like, unless I'm actively pumping them with my brain, they don't really work. What I had to do yesterday and the day before is I had to sit up, long enough. Kind of, I was on my sofa, my sectional, and I watched movies for hours until I noticed that I was falling asleep, and my lungs weren't quitting. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is good." And then I went
Kinda
to
need
bed.
that to
Then I
happen.
went to bed, and I got
Yeah.
to sleep for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And then I did it again later in the day. I did it for about 2.5 hours then, and then last night I got a whopping 3 hours of sleep. So,
Good
yeah,
gracious.
we're getting this done by degrees now.
Yeah.
My sleep schedule has changed until such time as insurance gets me this shot, which I'm hoping will be today or tomorrow. Tomorrow would be great if I could do that because that I can match up the cardiologist with the other doctor. With it'll all line up. But I watched a couple of movies yesterday that were fairly interesting.
What'd you see? What'd you check out?
I saw the Jennifer Lawrence movie. I watched that J-Law. I watched that no harm done, something like that. No hard feelings. No hard feelings is what it is. Boy, it was funny, but it was just a raw R-rated comedy.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? This is okay. Didn't expect that to happen. All righty then. Fun,
Yeah.
but not for everybody. I would guard you against that. I saw something that was relatively new, and I can't even remember what it is now. It was I saw Kevin James' O Solo Mio.
And how was it?
That's an Angel production.
Yeah.
Some friends went to see it when it first came out. They went to the theater to see it, and when they got back, I said, "How was it?" And they went, "Eh." And it was like, "Oh, well, that's not very good. That doesn't sound good at all." I watched it, and at the end of it, I went, "Oh, yeah, eh." It was like, eh.
Eh.
Not a bad movie,
Yeah.
but here's the thing: if you have to stay upright and awake, or you'll die, this is a good movie to watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'll keep you awake.
This is well.
Uh-huh.
It didn't put me to sleep,
No, that's good.
so that is good. Yeah.
Wow.
And then out of nowhere, just because I could, I watched the original Iron Man again, going all the way back to the beginning of the Marvel movie series. Before we knew there was going to be a Marvel movie series, because if Iron Man had tanked, that would have been
That
it.
would have been, yeah.
It would have been over.
Yeah. Thank goodness it was good.
The first thing that you notice is, hey, that's not Don Cheadle. That's
No, it is
you know,
not.
they got a different guy playing Rhodey. What's his name? I've forgotten it already.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Yeah, he got his panties in a wad when it came time for the second movie, and he wasn't being offered as much money as Robert Downey Jr. First,
Well, you're not the actual star.
yeah. Well, the first movie he got paid more than Robert Downey Jr.
It's because he was a bigger star, and Robert Downey Jr. was trying to rehab his own
Exactly.
personality and get back into the good graces of Hollywood.
He was a risk, and so they were like, "We're going to pay you a little bit of money to do this, and if it works out and there's a second one, then you'll make more money." And that's exactly how things played out. But the interesting thing about watching Iron Man at this stage, after the whole thing is done, after you've seen the entire series, and now they're talking about bringing him back as Doctor Doom or whatever, is recognizing that this is Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback, that he really had been a pariah before this. Hollywood was like, you can't touch this guy with a 10-foot pole. Nobody will insure him. He's, a drunk, a drug addict. He's on the streets. It's terrible. We can't use this guy. And to see him come out and just be Tony Stark from moment one is really impressive. I was just like, good for you. This is living proof that no matter how far down the road you go,
You can pull it back together.
there's always
Yeah.
a path back, you know?
Right.
And the movie is just a good old-fashioned, good movie, fun movie. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I
It's
loved
not
it.
complex.
Yeah, I loved that
Me too.
movie. I thought it was well done.
When my then wife suggested we watch it originally, I was like, comic book movies, no, I don't see it. She's like, come on, it might be fun. I don't know. People are saying good things about it. Okay. It was already on pay-per-view at that point. It had been in and out of the theaters,
Right.
And, at the end of it, I was like, I was enthralled.
I was entertained.
I was absolutely enthralled. I was like, okay, way better than I thought it was going to be. And that, unfortunately, got me hooked on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, bastards. Oh, my.
happens.
Okay, here
It
comes.
happens.
Here we go. We got more texts. The fill-ins were great. Will actually cut loose several Dixonisms and borderline tasteless jokes. It was almost like you weren't gone.
Oh,
Thank you.
I don't know. That's a bit of a stretch.
Uh,
But Will did a great job.
mm,
It was kind of fun because both, Will and JD, they do Breaking Bread, and it's an hour-long show. And when they both, Will's done this before, but, I said when JD came in, I said, you need to sit down and get ready. I said, it's 4 hours, not 1 hour.
Yeah.
You gotta hang in there with me all 4 hours. And indeed he did. He did a great job yesterday. I was like, well, we just might use you again, JD. You did a
might,
great job.
maybe.
Yeah.
we make no
He
promises.
did a fine job.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All righty
So,
then.
and, I sent him a list of all the topics that we were going to cover and the stuff that was going to happen overnight. And he did a little preparation.
Cool.
And he was right there with us.
That
Yeah, yeah.
is what you're
So,
looking for.
thanks,
That's what you're
guys.
hoping for.
Yep.
And sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. Good morning, Richard says, Sean, I think you sound extra soulful today, a little Barry White,
Oh.
a little Fats Domino.
Hmm.
Happy to have you back. Oh, yeah, baby. Have put Richard on some prayer network lists. McGee, I've got so many people praying for me right now. I cannot tell you how much
Oh, sweet.
I
Thanks,
appreciate
McGee.
it. The power of prayer is absolute, and it really does make a difference to me, and it's very touching. The number of people who texted me while I was out saying, I'm praying for you. I've got my church praying for you. I've got, everybody I know praying for you. It's great. Keep it coming. I need all the help I can get at this point. It's really, nothing's more disconcerting than going to the doctor and having him kind of shrug and go, well, this is your life now.
I know. Keep going. Keep asking the question.
Yeah.
And I've shared with you, my sister had some similar issues, some of the things that you're dealing with. And it was like 3 years. I mean, no kidding. Good doctors over in Georgia. And she just stayed persistent because she wasn't getting the resolution and the answers that she felt like. And eventually she, year 3, she got the answers that she needed, and the fix was in, and she's a lot better.
Well,
But don't give up. Whatever is going on, and if you're not getting satisfaction in the answers that you're getting, just keep pressing.
I am all about it.
Yep.
Because this is untenable. 647, Dixon inviting Talk 99.5 there. Enough about my maladies. If you want to hear about people's illnesses and unpleasantness, you'll have to tune in at 10 o'clock like the rest of us. We went a long way from I Think We're Alone Now to Crimson and Clover, didn't we? Tommy
We
James
did, yeah.
and the Shondells.
Mm-hmm.
6:52. Dixon of Vining, Talk 99.5, Talk995.com. Aqua Systems water is the best water on earth, and you can have it right there in your office. Yeah, if you have got a good old-fashioned water cooler, the kind that takes the bottles, okay, first off, what that means is somebody has to bring you the bottles and then take the empties away. And if they're not on the same schedule as you, you're sometimes sitting there with a very dry water cooler, sometimes for days on end. It also means that if you were to take that thing apart, pull the bottle out, and actually take the top off and get inside of it, you might find some pretty disgusting, moldy nastiness inside. I know. Nobody wants to hear that, but that's just the reality of the situation. And why in the world are you buying batteries when you have electricity coming right out of the wall? What do I mean by that? I mean, you have water. You have an endless supply of water available to you. It's just not clean and pure. So what if we were to take a hose, a pipe of some kind, tubing, and connect your water supply to a machine that actually clarifies, removes all of the nastiness, removes the heaviness, removes the hardness, removes the chlorine, and gives you just fresh, delicious, beautiful water in ice cube form or cold or hot or ambient temperature. Well, that's exactly what they do with Aqua Systems, and this machine is beautiful. We have one in our break room. When I found out what it costs to do this on a monthly basis, I said, get out of here. You guys can't be charging that little for this. And they're like, oh, yeah, this is all it is. It really is remarkable. I want you to go get yourself a demonstration at their headquarters, which is down Highway 31 south of Valleydale Road. Yeah, you'll find them just right next to the Milos or near the Milos over there. Pop on in. They'll have that machine there. You can see how it works. You can get a primer and then find out the cost and how to get one for your own business. It is one of the greatest perks you can give to your employees, Aqua Systems water for the office. So there is a big old shipbuilding company, a shipyard.
Mm-hmm.
It is down in Mobile. It is owned by Australia, mate. The one accent I still can't do.
That's okay. You got some other ones that work very well.
Thank you. And the Korean company, is proposing to buy
That works.
this thing for $1 billion in cash.
Wow.
$1 billion. Imagine the size of the suitcase that it's going to take to
Yeah.
bring that to.
Do you know that's about what the Powerball is at now?
I heard.
Yeah, we're nearing the
Did
$1
you
billion
buy
mark.
tickets?
No tickets.
Thanks for nothing.
You're welcome.
$1 billion in cash for Austal USA, an Australian-owned Mobile-based shipyard in the middle of aggressive plans to expand its workforce from 3,000 to 5,000. The news came at the same time Austal USA's parent company, Austal Limited, revealed that Austal USA would post a substantial financial loss for the year. Austal Limited filed a statement saying that difficulties with U.S. Navy contracts had caused a downward shift of well over $100 million in Austal USA's outlook. I can't even imagine playing a game at that level where, like, a couple of decisions and it's like, well, we're down $100 million this year.
Right. Down $100 million.
$100 million.
Oh, my gosh.
You'll be able to pull that back up again?
Mm-hmm. But you're talking about $1 billion, so $100 million, you're like, okay, we can make that back up, right? Come on.
One would hope. They
Yeah.
were looking at a profit of $78 million, and now it's an estimated loss of around $80 million.
Ow. Didn't see that coming.
How do you even stay in business? I mean, you got to have a line of credit like nobody's business,
Oh,
right?
sure. Yeah.
Regarding the proposed purchase, Austal Limited said it had received an indicative, non-binding, and conditional offer from Hanwha Defense USA.
You. Hanwha. Hanwha.
Hanwha.
Hanwha.
Hanwha Defense. And defense is spelled with a C, so you know it's foreign. To acquire the business entities and operations of Austal USA for an indicative enterprise value of U.S. $1.05 to $1.2 billion on a cash and debt-free basis, subject to a normalized level of working capital and other customary transaction adjustments. I assume this is a publicly held company, so everybody would be getting a little bit of money if you own some of this, right?
Should be.
Everybody's going to
You
be
would
getting
think.
a piece of this.
Mm-hmm.
But great googly moogly. I don't know. There are times when I look at stuff like, and there's a beautiful picture of the shipyard here. I look at this and I go, how do you even start with something like that? How do you even begin to
It's
create
so
something
massive.
like that? It is.
Yeah, it's so massive.
Somebody somewhere was like, we'll start building rowboats,
Right.
and then we'll work our way up.
Golly, yeah. Because you think of everything that goes into building a massive ship like that. I mean, how do you do that? How do you come up with putting that whole thing together? And it's amazing. You know, isn't America great that you know, we've figured out how to tackle this? And even like there was I guess it was a couple of weeks ago we were talking about that massive cruise ship,
Yes.
like the biggest cruise ship in the world.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you even come up with that? And how do you build that? How do you construct that? Or you think about some of the buildings that are in, you know, New York City or some of our bigger cities. You're just like, dang, that's just such a feat.
Buildings, I get.
Yeah.
I mean, you build them from the ground up.
Right.
Last I checked.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
And make sure that in an earthquake they don't fall.
right. Yeah.
Yikes. Columbia.
Yeah. If you could build them from the top down, that would be interesting.
would be
but
a
It doesn't
miracle,
work that
wouldn't
way
it?
generally. You
Yeah.
got to start at the bottom, work your way up. But things like boats and planes are just like they're just wow. And again, looking at like we're still waiting on Air Force One. You guys covered that whole story
Good
about
heavens,
the
yesterday.
disappearing president and whatnot. You know,
Looky here, nothing to see. It's magic.
and the left being completely outraged by that. Boy, you left all the reporters on the plane. That's right.
They're the decoy.
That's the decoy.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, boy.
It cracked me up. Yeah, lower your shade. I was like, really? Uh-huh. If somebody wants to, you know, try to blow that thing out of the sky, lowering the shade isn't really going to help
You don't
that
think it's going to make a
situation.
difference?
It's kind of like put your seatbelt on. Really? I mean, if we're going down in this plane,
Yeah.
I don't think the seatbelt is going to help very much. Now, in turbulence, it's probably a wonderful help,
You know what
you know,
else?
so you don't hit your head. But I'm like, if we're going down, this seatbelt ain't going to do jack.
I always think about the stewardess that got sucked out when a section of the fuselage came
yes.
off. I'm like, yeah, I put that seatbelt on. Every time I'm seated, I got
Near
that
the window,
seatbelt on
I'm
because
like,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
I don't want to
yeah.
get sucked out.
No, if I do get sucked out, I want the chair going with me.
I told you back in the 70s, my aunt was on the plane of the person that got sucked out the window.
Oh my,
Yeah.
yikes!
Oh, terrible.
They find
Awful.
him buckled into a seat.
Just, you know, keep your seatbelt on.
Did they ever find him? No,
Nope.
never found him.
Nope.
He's
Gone.
out
Out.
there decomposing in the
Sucked
woods
out.
somewhere.
No.
Wherever
Or
he
the
disappeared
plane
to.
that split in half was at the Alaska Airlines, where it's
Yikes!
the middle of it, the whole section of the,
Yeah.
but they still landed the plane and people are like
Oh yeah, the
out in the
convertible
open.
plane.
Classic,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was rough.
seatbelts, people. Seatbelts.